Composition of functions. So we talked about functions earlier in the year, and I totally forgot to cover this. So we did adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing functions. We have to do composition of functions because they do show up on the ACT and the SAT. So remember that a function is for every input, there is one and only one output. So if we had something like this, which showed up on your cumulative assessment, f of x equals 3x squared plus x minus 8, and we're saying that x equals 2, we're going to plug that in for x. So f of 2, anywhere there's an x, we're going to plug in 2. So 3 times 2 squared plus 2 minus 8. 2 squared, order of operations is 4. 3 times 4, which would give us 12, plus 2 minus 8. So 14 minus 8 is going to give me 6. So that's just a recap on functions. Composition of function is when you have two functions combined as one. So you'll see something like this, and you'll also see something else like I have written in the examples when we get there. But this is going to be like in your textbook. This is saying f of g of x. So it's stated f of g of x. So remember, anytime you see a parenthesis, that's technically of in math. So if we have f of g of x, if we have that f of x equals 3x plus 4 and g of x equals x squared, we want to find f of g of x. So anytime there is an x in f of x, you're going to plug in what g of x is. So technically we have our function for f of x of 3x plus 4. Now there's an x here. So we're going to plug in x squared into that position. So f of g of x is technically 3x squared because we're replacing x with x squared, just like up here we replaced x with 2. We're replacing x with x squared, so 3x squared plus 4 is f of g of x. Now if we did it the other way, g of x is my original function. We want to find g of f of x. So x squared, and anytime there is an x, like there is here, we're going to plug in what f of x is. So f of x is 3x plus 4. So that means g of f of x is technically 3x plus 4, and then that square is going to tag along there. So if we have example 1, h of x equals 4x plus 2, and g of x equals x squared minus 2x. Your worksheet is going to have it written like this. H and then an open circle g, so that's h of g of x. So I rewrote it the way that I just showed you guys, h of g of x. It is the same thing. It can be written both ways. So h of x is my original function. Always start with that. So we're going to say h of x is 4x plus 2. Anywhere there is an x, I'm going to plug in x squared minus 2x. So we're going to have 4 times x squared minus 2x plus 2. We continue on with that function. So now we can do the distributive property. This is going to end up equaling 4x squared minus 8x plus 2. And that's your final answer. So h of g of x is 4x squared minus 8x plus 2. And if we look at this second example, g of t equals 2t minus 3. H of t equals t cubed plus t. We want to find g of h of t. Okay? So g of h of t, and we're also going to state that t is going to equal 3. So we want to find what this value is. Up here we were just simplifying. Down here we're going to find a value. So again, our main function is g of t. So we're going to say 2t minus 3 And then anywhere there is a t, I'm going to plug in t cubed plus t. So that's going to give us 2 times t cubed plus t minus 3. And again, if we go to simplify that, we're going to do the distributive property. So 2 times t cubed is 2t cubed. 2 times t is 2t. And then we're going to have that minus 3. Now remember up here, t is equal to 3. So I want to know what g of h of 3 is instead of t. So I'm going to plug that in. So 2 times 3 to the third plus 2 times 3 minus 3. 3 to the third is 27. 27 times 2 is 54. So this was 27. 27 times 2, 54, plus 6 minus 3. So this is going to be 60 minus 3, which is going to be 57. And that is your final answer there. So you have a worksheet for today. It is not to be turned in. It stays in your notebook for the third notebook check. If you have any questions, let me know.